きさが、いや、
ママ
国母という立場を愛しているように見えましたので、
got
リ
him
ファ様と違って。
Oof. But being kind is genuine. You're doing stuff for other people because you genuinely want to and for the sake of other people, not for yourself. So on the surface, being nice and being kind appear to be very similar. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome back. Last episode's cliffhanger was pretty crazy. And what will happen to Mao Mao now that older core lady has found out about her secrets? Literally what Jinshi just cautioned her, never let anyone find out that you can make medicine without being a male physician. Can't wait. Assassination Zero, Samsonian, Helixi, and Jin Ichimaru are the founding sponsors here. Highlights of today's video. Shout out to your support since day one. Shout out to every single patron and YouTube member family out there. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, sit back and I hope you enjoy. Let's see how Mamo is gonna stir stuff up today. All right. Episode 30, 第30话. I don't know what the first part is. And 水晶宫, which literally means crystal pavilion.
呼び出しですか。
Oh.
マオマオに会いたいそうよ。
Oh, sounds like that core lady wrote the letter to Lady Yokyu because she found out that Mama's direct supervisor is Lady Yokyu. So it sounds like the secret is not revealed to outsiders, but it's still kept within this trusted circles. Maybe she has a favor to ask for Mama.
ごめんね。煎じてもらった。
It's alright.
昨日の女官に見られてしまって。
It's alright. Innocent mistake.
困ったわ。医官以外は薬を作ってはいけないものね。
Uh-oh.
いえ、それはただ。話してちょうだい。はい。しばしマオマオを貸してくれたということです。
The repercussion is there's another character who wants to borrow Mama's strength, her superpower, her jack of all trades, master of many. But this is beneficial both ways. Obviously, the core lady gets to have some leverage because she withhold this information, almost like information asymmetry. It's like game theory. She has access to this information. If revealed to outsiders, then it could put Mao in a risky, dangerous situation, potentially. So that's the information as asymmetry, the leverage that the core lady has. But also conversely, by Mao borrowing her talents, helping her out by whatever request, obviously it's medicinal, apothecary duties related, she gains another supporter in the real palace. So it's win-win because the more she borrows her strength, her talents, inevitably people will feel indebted, regardless of leverage in the beginning, especially if this request is related to that court's lady's own health or health of someone she deeply cares about. So that is a double-sided win. Win-win-win.
アイラ、インファを呼んでちょうだい。え？はい。
At this point, Mama is very accustomed to this phenomenon. She's very used to being summoned and letting her talents be borrowed by many people. This is a curse of someone who is superiorly talented, such as Mama.
さあ、急ぎましょう。わざわざお目付け役まで。
That's for Mama's safety. Respect. Shout out to Lady Gyokyu. Her name's pronounced Shen Lu. Shen Lu. I don't really know what that means. Shen could be like holy, could be holy. Lu could means many different things. But yeah, I don't really know what it means until I see the kanji or the actual character.
緑がかった目。同じ裁縫の。
Oh, interesting.
昨日は肝っ玉母ちゃんに見えたけど。
Tough mother hen. Yes.
いける。
昨日は失礼いたしました。貴妃のところの方とはつゆ知らず。
貴妃とは玉葉様の官名だ。宮の外の女官は官名。どうぞ。
Whose health?
剣妃リファ妃の水晶球の下女に薬を作っていただきたいのです。
Oh!
それがどういうことか分かってるの？医官以外が薬を作っていると、もし表沙汰になったら。
重々承知しております。
You see, this is why Lady Gyokyu, again, massive shout out to, I think she's my favorite. Honestly, yeah, I think she's my favorite because she's so wise, she's so maternal, she's not that much older than Mao Mao. And yeah, I still think about the slap that rang across the universe from Lady Li Hua because of lead poisoning, the stress, everything we talked about and happened in season 1. But since then, yeah, Lady Gyokyu has been my favorite. Anyway, this is the reason why she asked Ling Hua that's why she asked her lady in waiting to go with Mao Mao. A, it's a protection, and B, it's for her to step in like this. Because Lady Gyokyu understands Mao Mao, that she will stand up and be assertive for anyone else but her. Mao Mao is the least assertive. Mao Mao has the least amount of boundaries in terms of standing up when it's regarding herself because of her distorted self-perception and how lowly she perceives herself as within the real palace. But when it's about anyone else's safety and health, she steps up. But here, case in point, Lady Gyokyu is like, Mao Mao, you also need someone else to stand up for you. And here we are. Amazing, dude.
何か理由があるようで。マオマ
Oh, Mao Mao. Definitely health related.
よろしいのですか？
See, when it's about patient care, Mao Mao is like, it's fine. I will take on the risk.
こちらの洗濯場に来ていた顔なじみの下女でして、キャラバンの時期から倦怠感や微熱が続いているようでした。ところがそれからばったり姿を見せず。
Uh-oh.
洗濯場を変えた。あるいは係が変わったのでは。
だとしても、あの。はい、上からのお許しが出なかったのかもしれません。
Her higher up, Lady Li Hua definitely would have allowed bed rest and recovery, but you know who wouldn't? Based on the foreshadowing and the villain vibe? Lady Xin. But yes, of course, I could be speaking on conjecture. So after all this, Lady Xin could be the most saints of all saints and could be extremely, extremely nice person.
下女が許しを請う相手なら、
Yep.
その下女を見なくなってもう半月になるので。
Look at that, even the edit, that quick flashed scene of that lady in waiting asking for requests for bed rest, whatever. She was in the lights, but Lady Xin, she was in the shadow. She was literally darker. Symbolizes light and darkness, symbolizes her villain energy, right? But of course, that could be a foreshadowing or misdirection.
半月？
That's a long time. Yeah, that's a long time.
臭いことになったわね。本当にいるのかしら、そんな下女。ものなら放っておけない。
Viral
水晶球
infection.
だけで終わらない問題だ。
I wonder if Mao Mao tapped into that older core lady's frequencies. Remember the older core lady's like, that's a cough that is serious. And here, Mao Mao echoes that sentiment and she's like, a serious cough, it could be contagious. It could be a viral disease. It could cause an epidemic. And if it were an epidemic, yes, it would impact everyone in the Royal Palace, including Lady Gyokyu, Jade Pavilion, much outside of just the Crystal Pavilion. Not to mention all the laundry area where everyone intersects and everyone's interacting with each other. So Mao Mao is thinking of this from a medical perspective, beyond just a single isolated sick person, but from this infectious disease. In the medical field, we call that ID, infectious disease, which is the entire specialty for a medicine and physician. That's what Mao Mao is thinking about. Super impressive. Again, this is yet another verification of Mao Mao's ability to think outside the box, think beyond the current limited presenting concern from this more bird's eye view, more holistic lens. So impressive.
こういうの気になる性格なのはわかるけど、ちゃんとお伺いは立てなさいね。突っ走るのは良くないくせに。はい。焦っても仕方ない。まずは神子様に取り継いでもらうとし。
So there's two levels and two layers of why Lady Gyokyu asked this a lady in waiting to accompany Mao Mao. One is what I talked about. It's a protection signal. Two, it's also to caution Mao Mao against her own impulsivity and her own head first, then permission second. In other words, Mao Mao believes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. But it's not really about Mao Mao breaking the law per se. It's not really about Mao Mao jumping ahead. It's actually still the same intention with this first layer. Mao Mao's own safety. Because when Mao Mao does that, when she dives head first, who's the only one that is putting her at risk? Mao Mao. So all of this is Lady Gyokyu's intention and thoughtfulness in consideration of Mao Mao's safety. Because remember, everyone so far who's close with Mao Mao understands Mao Mao's personality, her altruism. If it's about patient care, if it's about the safety of anyone other than herself, she will do whatever it takes. Only times Mao Mao holds back, is more reserved, disengages from her intellectual and clinical curiosities, is when it pertains to the politics and all that. But outside of that, if it's about life and death of other people, again, other than herself, she will do whatever it takes. That's amazing.
今できること。
Ah.
あったのでつい探し物ってこれです。
Yo, maybe Mama has ADHD too. To be fair, that's like half joke because ADHD is the most overdiagnosed diagnosis. And if you look at the data for the last 10 years in ADHD, onset symptoms, onset diagnosis, the diagnosis for adults with onset ADHD diagnosis and symptoms have increased by 3,000%. And based on the research and meta-analysis, that can be attributable to, of course, there's correlation and causation, but that could be attributable to the skyrocketing usage of social media, shorter attention span, and all that, right? But all that being said, that's why I'm very cautious with ADHD diagnosis, because I could give diagnosis. But of course, we are not our labels. We are not a diagnosis. And I view diagnosis not as a label, but rather as information. So we can approach with clinical interventions, medication support, pharmaceutical, whatever. We can approach that situation with the proper care. That's how I view diagnosis, not as a labeling. But here, maybe Mao Mao does exhibit some ADHD symptoms. How is she gonna go from such a serious conversation to, wah, literally a cat?
残念ながら本体には逃げられてしまいました。
It's a lizard?
そのため取れた尻尾がなぜ生えてくるか調べてみよう。
Yeah, Yinghua, based on the pronunciation, sounds like the name of a flower. Yinghua. Oh no, she's dying. Oh no. She's coughing blood, dude. Lady Shin, man.
どこに行くの?
Hella villain energy. Wow, and she's a micromanager. The worst. There's a saying in corporate worlds, people often do not leave their jobs because they hate their jobs, but rather they leave because they hate their bosses. Case in point, Lady Shin. And also to be clear, there's a difference between leadership and leader. People who have leadership is usually because it's bestowed upon them based on their years in service, right? Just like most people become a manager or supervisor simply because of their promotion track and their years in service. But most managers do not have adequate or competent management skills. That's what leadership is. But a leader is someone who is charismatic, who cares deeply about their teammates' well-being, who care more than just KPI, key performance index. But case in point, Lady Shin. Again, I don't know her that well. Maybe she is a great leader, but sounds like not really. Because based on this lady in waiting's response, Lady Shin, you can see fear. And she's literally have a sweat drop. That means Lady Shin rules through fear. And people who only rule through fear cannot be a good manager, cannot be a good leader, despite having leadership roles. Such a stark contrast between who Lady Shin is and Lady Li Hua, right? Such a dichotomy. Oh, go to that place of that sick person. Oh, all her friends are trying to look out for her and Lady Shin is scolding her. Man, I told you many times, mind your own business despite she's dying, dude, and coughing blood. All right, man. I mean, sure, this could be a misdirection, but I doubt Lady Shin's gonna come back from this villain vibe. Like, she's very cruel, very uncaring.
言ったわよね。余計なことはするなと。
申し訳ありません。
Man.
先生。
今さら何のよ。東宮をお助けできなかったくせに。
Oh, poor quack doctor.
ご用ですか？
剣妃に会いたいのだがね。
申し訳ありません。リファ様はあなたにはお会いしたくないと
Don't
思い
make
ます。
that call for her, you freaking bee.
でも
Come on, Quake Doctor. Wow, Quake Doctor is here because of Mao Mao's backing. Oh, dude, Mao Mao's so smart. She's like, I need to be wise. Speaking of wise consort, she went through Quake Doctor using his position as a male physician and also being their emotional and psychological and physical support by telling him what to do. Mao Mao, man. And she also dressed up because remember, in real palace, but especially in the Chinese dynasty era, and of course, even in the modern context, your appearance matters. Not merely for the vanity metric's sake, but also because people judge you based on what you look like. The clothing you wear, your positioning, your social positioning, that too is a part of behavioral signaling. The concept I elaborate further on a couple episodes back. So Mao Mao is utilizing all those tactics in an attempt to save that girl without being reckless. Mao Mao is learning.
分と背の高い。こんなにおかんいたかしら。
And no one can recognize her with Mao Mao's makeup and change of outfit. Yo.
このように書状はもらっている。
Nice from Master Jinshi. Ayo, flex. Take that, Lady Shin. Sit down and be humble. Let's go.
わかりました。こちらへ。
Not to overstep. Yeah, then don't overstep, Lady Shin.
それはよかった。優秀な侍女たちが剣妃を支えているのだね。
帝に仕えるのにもふさわしいものばかりです。リファ様も皇族出身の高貴なお方ですから。そんなの私だって同じなのに。
Ah, oh, I see, which also applies to me. Yet, she became the head lady in waiting, not an upper first rank concubine. This is jealousy. Does this mean that can we make conjecture? Yes, I apologize, woman. I hope this is acceptable conjecture. Does this mean the true culprit behind Lady Li Hua's miscarriage? Or not miscarriage, because the prince was born, right? Between the death of the prince, the lead poisoning attempt through the makeup, was actually Lady Shin's order? Was this a sabotage attempt by Lady Shin out of her jealousy and envy? Envy and jealousy is one of the most potent, deadly, and insidious emotion because they accumulate over time, just like resentment. And it's invisible, yet has palpable impact. And going back to another foreshadowing clue, when Lady Shin read that slip provided by one of the ladies in waiting and she frowned and we saw her ominous, sinister look for the first time, I wonder if that's actually not about Lady Gyokyu's pregnancy, but rather Lady Li Hua's pregnancy. That's why she was pissed off. That damn, after my successful attempt to get rid of the prince. Because if Lady Li Hua's prince survived, that means Lady Li Hua would have become the new empress. That means Lady Shin will never get her chance or attempt to revenge out of her envy and jealousy. But here, maybe Lady Li Hua were pregnant again successfully. That's why she's pissed off. But here, this is a context reveal of why me? I'm also from a prestigious imperial lineage, just like Lady Li Hua, my cousin. Yet I became this lowly head lady in waiting. Sure, she's the head. She's the manager. But at the end of the day, she works for her cousin, Lady Li Hua. Can you imagine? You both come from the same lineage. Yeah, you're serving your cousin. Also, that would be worse if Lady Li Hua is younger than Lady Shin, which is what it seems like based on the voice, right? The difference in their voice and their appearances. It appears so that Lady Li Hua is younger than Lady Shin, which would even exacerbate her emotions, her rage, her jealousy. Fascinating. And one thing I need to remind myself in the show, Apothecary Diaries, is yes, I could 100% over jump and overthink, but also it's also a helpful reminder that all these mysteries, it's not just one. There's multiple mysteries happening all at once.
一族のためにも帝の寵愛を得ることが大切なのだ。わかったな、リファ。
Yep, even just from this fact that Lady Shin is taller than Lady Li Hua appears that she might be older. But of course, she could just be taller.
シン、
はい
Yeah, why? Because Emperor is a good guy, and his ability to read a person has to be world class as the Emperor. That's all part of the training and conditioning. You didn't earn the love and favor of Emperor because of who you are, man. Obviously, you have a lot of character defects, and all that can be seen by someone who've been trained to read behavior cues, right? All that. Don't blame anyone else, Lady Shin. Blame yourself.
どうしました？
いや、あれは何の小屋かと思いまして。
Wow, and all of this is multiple layered and planned by Mao. Yes, it's to speak with Lady Li Hua to maybe make her known, because I bet Lady Li Hua doesn't even know one of the ladies in waiting were sick, because they have 30 of them, I think, based on what the show told a couple episodes back. That's one. But two, even her accompanying Quake Doctor, aside from being the backbone to Quake Doctor, which is level 2 layer, but level 3. She's also literally investigating during this walkthrough, looking out potentially suspicious or possible places where this lady in waiting who is sick might be resting. That's the shack or the shed. Wow. 4 layers. Got him.
ただの物置ですが。
It's just for storage. Yeah, Lady Shin's willing to let that girl die in isolation. What an absolute shitbag. And this makes sense. Remember what I said. Envy and jealousy is a potent, insidious, deadly emotion. But here's the thing. Lady Shin cannot explicitly or overtly express that rage and envy towards Lady Li Hua because she's her boss, one of the beloved by the Emperor, a wise consort. So what does she do? She uses her rage and envy and she lashes them out at everyone else beneath her by using everyone else as an emotional punching bag. And in this case, literally willing to let them die so that she feels superior. That's what superior complex is. Superior complex is the same as inferior complex, but it gets manifested through a fragile ego by putting other people down. People who suffer from inferior complex are those who are overly self-critical and overly self-conscientious, but comes from a good place because they're very thoughtful. They'd rather punish themselves and berate themselves and putting themselves down. But people like Lady Shin, they do the opposite despite having the same fragile ego. They'd rather put other people down by doubling down on her dissonance and her evil nature to make her seem better about herself. We also call that narcissist, right?
ここ最近庭をいじったりは？
いえ、特には。
今日はこうつけていらっしゃるんですね。え？シン様。
Oh, look at Mamao's eyes. Yo, those sharp eyes like snipers piercing through Lady Shin's facade. Oh, look at Mamao. Game on. Chess match.
あの時の。
Yes. Ah! That was a distraction. Freaking Quake Doctor is running like a little child. Oh my goodness. Also, what is the, speaking of power hierarchy and power dynamics, what is the hierarchy and the position of physician in Royal Palace? Aren't they pretty high up? And dude, right before I paused, Mao's audacity to straight up grab Lady Shin to stop her. Mao. Oh, man, I love you. My goodness. Yo, look at that. Oh, dying. Yo, go. Wow, busted. Oh, she looks just like how Lady Li Hua looked. Oh.
おじさん、お湯沸かしてください。
Oh. Busted.
ゆっくりこれを飲んで。
Oh, man. And despite all this frantic nature, all these things happening, Mao's competency shines through. Even before she stepped in, she paused, she put on the mask as her preventive measure against this potential viral disease.
どうしてこんな扱いを？
どうしても何もないわ。
Why not? See?
病が
Fragile
うつら
ego.
ないよう。
感染力は低いですが、これはうつる病です。でも
このような処置を続けていたら死に至ります。細な問題です。
Nice. I mean, not the girl dying is nice, but Mama jabbing at Lady Shin.
ここに入った。
Only way to treat someone like Lady Shin and to interact with people with fragile ego, superior complex, is to confront her head on and literally best them at their best game. To show them you're more competent, you're more compassionate, you're more generous, you're more kind. You have to defeat them in every single area. That's what Mama is doing. She's not backing down. She's heading Lady Shin head on with the backing of Master Jinshi, the heavens of the royal palace.
時思い出しました。病人の匂いをごまかすように香が焚かれていました。
Wow.
何が言いたいの？
Wow.
が置かれているようだと。
Whoa. Got him.
待ちなさい。先日禁止となったキャラバンの交易品がこんな。
This was... Dude. Okay, it just hit me. The foreshadowing from a couple episodes back when they were talking about the mystery and the death of the middle tier concubine, right? Sun and Jin. When that happens, that foreshadowing about someone opening a box of perfumes was actually Lady Shin. And the faint coughing I heard in the background was this missing lady in waiting who was sick, infected with this viral disease. It was actually Lady Shin using perfume to cover up the sickness. Oh my... Yo, this is wild. There's so many clues and foreshadowing hidden underneath the layers of so many mysteries happening all at once. Apothecary Diaries is a show that we must rewatch. Of course, I'll definitely rewatch it after my blind reaction, right? But oh my goodness, dude, that's amazing. Wow.
またかわいそうな宦官が。
Don't let her shake me. Look at that smirk.
一つは
Wow.
はずがない。こんな小娘に本当の目的。
There's no way this girl can figure out my true goals. True goals is making Lady Li Hua having a miscarriage. That's my conjecture from earlier, right? Let's see if that's the true goals. And let's see if Mama can figure out. But of course she can. She's my co-reactor, co-analyst.
シン様、
Here we go.
堕胎剤を作ろうなんてどういう。
Why you're trying to make an abortion drug? Ah!
Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
つもりですか。
Let's go. Checkmate. Take that, Shin. Sit down, you little bee.
一度の訪問で見つかるなら変装する必要なかったかな。顔知られてるし長期戦も覚悟してたんだけど。
Wow. She better tell this to Jinshi
着替えありがとうございます。
and Li Hua.
いえ、病人を看護した服で歩いて
That's true.
病が広がってはいけませんか
That's
ら
true.
では行きましょう。皆様お揃いです。
Here is the meeting. Town hall meeting. Busted. Chop her head off, dude.
これはどういう
Execution.
ことだろう。
Sayonara.
毒物になり得るものがあったため回収する。
Oh.
そう触れが出ていたはずだ。
Evidence. Got
黙
him.
秘ですか。人種
She's
様
pleading
に
the
問われ
fifth.
てもこの態度とは。シン様、水晶宮の事情。そう、あえての事情頭か。美しい花は一箇所に集めた方が目を引く。身分で考えても中級妃に召し上げられておかしくない。本人もそれを分かっているはず。
で何をしようとしてい
Oh, let's go,
何の
Jinshi.
ことか分かりません。
Wow.
確かに病の下女を物置に寝かせるように指示しました。ですが、それは感染を防ぐ。
Also, yo, Lady Shin, good luck, bro. Godspeed with you surviving this interrogation. You're being interviewed by Master Jinshi, a freaking brilliant mind. Mao Mao, another brilliant mind with amazing deduction skills. And Lady Li Hua, who I'm sure is equally brilliant. Because you cannot become one of the 4 upper first rank concubines just based on your pure attraction physical attributes. You think the emperor lacks beautiful women in his life? Of course not. He literally have 3,000 beautiful women. Some of the most beautiful women from the entire land, entire world. Minds matter. It's almost like Miss Universe. People who become Miss Universe and who could compete through that, they're not just attractive and beautiful. They also have extremely brilliant minds. It's a rigorous, grueling process to become a Miss Universe. Much respect. Same thing here. So Lady Shin, good luck, dude. Yeah, right. You think feigning ignorance is gonna help?
仕方ない。それだけ下女の命は軽い。
それよりいきなりやってきてリファ様に会わせろと言った挙句。人に食事を運ぶくらいでしか人の寄りつかない場所です。逆を言えば誰でも近づく。
Wow, Lady Shin's trying to flip the narrative, right? This is classic point of deflection, but we'll see if this works.
これらが私のものである証拠でも。
は
それはあの場に。
どこまで信頼できますか。
She's not senile.
いたことは知っているのですね。
Nice. That is nice. Quarantining a servant in a shed is not a crime, but purposely withholding care and letting a servant die, I'm sure that is a crime. Let's go, Mao. She's stepping in. She's turning up the heat. Nice. Also, look at Mao Mao's outfit. Do you think that, yes, of course, Gao Shan prepared a change of outfit for her because of sickness and all that, yes. But I also think that Mao Mao's outfit is eerily similar and represents the color of Crystal Pavilion, just like the outfit and the colors worn by Lady Li Hua, but more importantly, Lady Shin. I wonder if that's a psychological provocation or the writer's hidden Easter egg. She's wearing the same color and she's going to defeat the head lady in waiting, Lady Shin. She knows her boundaries. Come on, one more. Just one more. Yes. So right there, her pause while she is being very deliberate and she is aware of I cannot overstep anymore. It's a risky decision, but there's two levels. One, she entrusts her back to Master Jinshi, most importantly, but also Lady Li Hua. Because remember, Lady Li Hua has a lot of indebtedness to Mao Mao, and they've gotten very close. And Lady Li Hua is also very fond of Mao Mao. That's one. But two, at the end of the day, her altruism and her care for other people far exceeds her care for herself, which is my exact point earlier. Amazing.
果たして 確かめさせてもらえませんか
Got him. Checkmate. Oh! Whoa!
大したことはありません。
Wow.
そう、私などが触れて良いわけがありませんでした。
Oh, this is intense. This is amazing.
違う方に調べてもらいましょう。
その辺で私に任せて。
Go, Lady Li Hua. Yes, that's enough. Yes.
リファヒ。
Wise counsel. Remember, she's very wise.
罪状はどうなるのでしょう。それはどの奇跡の子であってもですか。
もちろん。
Death. Lady Li Hua is pregnant. Yo. See, she gets it. Lady Li Hua understands exactly.
リファヒ、それは。
Wow.
そういうことか。
Wow.
服に似ている。
Yo.
道理でろくな次女がいないはず。
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I'm really proud of myself. Good job, Benoit. The target was Lady Li Hua's pregnancy all along, out of that jealousy and envy, as I conjectured earlier. Man.
リファ様のせいじゃない。
Yeah.
真によって。
Wow.
あなたは一度も私のことを
See, Li Hua's known this all along, man. See, she's wise and she's kind. But Lady Li Hua's not a pushover. I think she bared and she pretended she didn't know all this about Lady Xin. It's because she was her cousin. Because at the end of the day, she has a lot of love and she's a very kind person. But being kind and being nice is not the same thing. A lot of people who are nice, they're people pleasing. But if you really peel back the layer of people pleasing, if you go deep inside the core, people pleasing is intrinsically and innately selfish because you're pretending to do what everyone asks you to do by being nice. But you're not being nice for other people. You're being nice because you're afraid of rejection. You want everyone to like you. But that's a false pretense. That's a false layer. But being kind is genuine. You're doing stuff for other people because you generally want to and for the sake of other people, not for yourself. So on the surface, being nice and being kind appear to be very similar. I talked a lot about this in Horimiya and also Your Lie in April. So I won't go too much into that. But again, I'm not judging those who are nice because at the end of the day, people pleasers, because I am a recovering people pleaser. As an Asian, as the oldest son, trust me, I get it. People pleasing at the end of the day is a self-preservation coping mechanism because you've been hurt through avoidance, through attachment struggle, through parental neglect and whatever, right? So it's not necessarily your fault, but it is our responsibility to heal through that. Anyway, I apologize for my detour, but back to Lady Li Hua. She is kind, but I don't think she's necessarily nice. Because if you're overly nice and people pleaser, you will not survive in the political arena of Royal Palace. You will not become one of the 4 upper first rank concubines, and you will not be bestowed the title of a wise consort. Does that make sense? Let's go. Put your foot down. Let's go. See, she gets it. Oof. Look at that. Look at that envy, jealousy, and rage coming out. You see that? Fragile ego, dude. Fragile ego. Wow. Such an ugly face. And I don't mean just physically. I mean just emotionally and spiritually and psychologically. Such an ugly display of her true nature. Fragile ego. Mama! There is a huge gap in breast size. I mean, caliber as a concubine. This is what Mama's focusing on in this intense conversation. Oh my gosh, Mama. Oh, you are priceless. Oh my gosh, I love this. Ah. Wow, deep. What Mama was saying, clinically we call this self-sabotage. If Lady Xin truly were dutiful to her responsibilities, let go of her envy, jealousy, because outcome has already been determined. Lady Li Hua didn't magically become one of the 4 upper first rank concubines. That was the order and the decision of the emperor. In other words, it was an uncontrollable variable. If Lady Xin truly accepted that, and that, hey, I'm glad at least one of us, my dear cousin, gained the favor of the emperor, and in turn benefits our own family and made our father or family happy, then that's a win. I'm happy for you, Li Hua. If she truly were able to achieve that, then if Lady Li Hua were to become the empress, guess what? Lady Xin would have become one of the most powerful people in the entire royal palace as the head lady in waiting of the empress. Not everyone needs to be number 1, just like not everyone's destined to be an entrepreneur. Being a number 2 is amazing. It's way less stress because doing what's been told is easier than making that decision often. But here, as a human, Lady Xin let her emotions take over, specifically envy and anger. That's all self-inflicted. She's projecting her jealousy onto Li Hua, and she's displacing, definition right here, projection and displacement, and then she's displacing what's she's feeling onto someone else. That's again very unhealthy and toxic coping skills that many people do, because Lady Shin cannot bear the burden of her own emotion. So she's filtering everything what Lady Li Hua is saying through her own projection, and she's displaying that onto Lady Li Hua, despite Lady Li Hua being genuine, and I'm sure truly means what she said. That's why Lady Li Hua became the wise consort. And here's Lady Shin making a fool out of herself in front of everyone. Remember, Master Jinshi's still in this room. Man. Cha, right.
それは自白と捉えていいか
Oh, got him! Game over. What the f- Oh yeah, Gaosheng was there too, of course. What the f- Wow. Dude, Lady Li Hua didn't have to do anything. She literally said one sentence and stood in front of Lady Shin, and her face unchanging, because she's known this all along. Such a pity for Lady Shin. Wow, that's a confession, dude. Yeah, Lady Shin's gonna be...
シン様は帝をよほどお慕いしているのですね。
当たり前じゃない。何を言うの。
Nah, she loves the power.
私はただ国母という立場を愛しているように思いましたので。
Got
リ
him.
ファ様と違って。
Oof. Oof. Yep. She doesn't love the emperor. She loves what it represents. Wow, 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 wow.
そんな風に思っていたのね、シン。
Wow. Oh! Final slap after Mao Mao's psychological provocation. Yes.
殿、この次女頭は主に暴言を吐き。
Dude, I literally said the slaps that are running across the universe twice. That's the final layer and meaning to the title. Crystal Pavilion for the third time. This is the third slap. Yo, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, I love this show.
私が手を出してしまうほどに。
Oh, for sure.
この者を解雇します。
リファヒそれは
あら、平手では足りませんか。
Oh, Lady Li Hua, you're so nice. She's slapping her, she's firing her from her service so that Shin doesn't get her head chopped off. Because conspiring abortion against Emperor's unborn child, that is treason, punishable by death. But also, remember what I said in season 1. In Chinese, it's called True Jiuzu. True Jiuzu. That means killing or elimination of nine lineages. You don't just kill the person who committed treason. You kill every single family member's cousins, distant family, uncle, aunts, grandma, entire lineage with your last name gets wiped out. That's the punishable crime of treason. So there's two layers. Lady Li Hua doing this is yes to spare Shin's life, because at the end of the day, she's her cousin and family. And Lady Li Hua is wise and compassionate. Remember, she's kind. But second layer, I think she's also doing this to ensure this impact of what Shin did doesn't ripple through politically and economically towards their own family, the imperial family lineage. Because this will 100% impact her family. Because this is politics. No wonder Lady Li Hua is bestowed the title Wise Consort. Wow, dude.
こちらで。
In the nose.
待ちません。
Oh, she's so
やる
nice.
な。もう昔のリファ様じゃない。自分の玉の尾のついえるのを待つ儚げな女性はどこにもいない。
利を禁じてください。
Ah, such a wise
向
decision.
上ある甘い処理だが
Respect.
この女
A lenient. Super, super lenient. I hope Lady Shin knows the dooming fates that she barely escaped out of the generosity of the very subject that she hated. The freaking irony.
十分な屈辱だろう。
Yup.
逆恨みしたところで秋分で高級を追い出された身では手も足も出せない。
Yep. Yep.
ないだろう。
It's true. Two separate realities. They'll never converge ever again.
血が出ているぞ。
平気ですよ。薄皮一枚ですし。
そういう問題じゃない。
Oh, what is the meaning of that pattern logo towards the bottom?
上等な絹に血をつけるのはな。
なぜ病人が物置にいると分かった。変装していたくらいだし、最初から分かっていたわけではあるまい。
True.
ある程度 目星はつけてましたよ。病気なので皆の寝床から離れた目立たない場所だろうと。
Great deduction.
まさか物置とは思いませんでしたが、それと目印があったので。
あの庭木が？
はい、本来あの花はほとんど赤なんです。なのに白い花しか咲いていない。誰かが選んで植えたのでしょう。風水では緑と白の組み合わせは健康にいいそうですから。
Interesting.
なるほどな。
それにお白い花というのが何とも皮肉ですが、
お白い花？
種に詰まっている白い粉が堕胎剤にも使われるんです。
そこら中に生えてるぞ。
作り方さえ知らなければ害はありません。今日の香油と同じです。
Wow.
神様はなぜ香油が堕胎剤になることを知っていたのでしょう。
Here's another thing. Who's the true mastermind, right? Who's sharing all these classified information and forbidden knowledge? Who's behind all this? Is it Sui Rei? Because Sui Rei is also extremely astute. And Sui Rei was the only other person who knew the revival properties of morning glories and who can match Mao Mao's intelligence and expertise in medicine and apothecaries. Is Sui Rei truly the culprit of all this? And who's disseminating these classified information to all these puppets, foot soldiers? Man.
それもキャラバンが持ち込んだ交易品が。
Right. Wide
追い
grip
た
of
だしたところで
influence.
口を割るかどうかは分からんが、薬屋一つ聞いてもいいか？
Oh,
この高級の中に香油が堕胎剤となることを
Yes.
吹き込んだ人物がいる。
yes.
わかりません。ですが用心するに越したことはないかと。
Yes. Goosebumps. Oh my goodness, dude. Also, you think they made the scarf purposely like 3 scratches to make Mama look more like a cat? Probably. Man.
お白い花。
Aww.
高級を出て治療を受けるそ
Aww. Happy
うです。リファ
ending.
様の申し出だ。
Yeah. Yeah, she's still the boss at the end of the day. Oh. That's why that ladies in waiting earlier had those white blossom flowers, because that's probably her feng shui and her wish upon the speedy recovery of the other girl. Man, so nice.
あのクス氏が来ていたようだな。
はい、何でもご
Of
存知ですよね。
course. He's the
彼
emperor.
女には助けられてばかりです。
Aww. For the 3rd time.
どうなさいました？
Is he thinking about promoting the apothecary? Oh,
Yeah.
what? He's like, Mama's too precious. I need to utilize her more. But also on a more serious note, he's probably thinking about this interconnected complex web of assassination, attempt, and master plan. Because of course he knows about the attempted assassination on Jinxi, his brother, the crown prince, and all these repeated and ongoing miscarriage and abortion attempts. Emperor knows someone out there is coming after him and the royal lineage, trying to topple the nation. That's why he's deep in thought. Man, we are so back. I love this episode. Amazing. Anyway, y'all, that's it for today. Remember, guys, you matter, you're worthy, and I hope we all have a strong, amazing backbone of a friend like Mama in our lives. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.